Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jennifer Hart Connected. I am your host, Jennifer Hart. Welcome back. If you're returning, we're so happy to have you here. And if you're new, it's so exciting to meet you and see you and have your presence and your energy. Thanks for hanging out. Hope that, I don't hope nothing. I know and I trust that if you have landed here, there is something here for you to take away, a message, a connection in the chat, an idea. I have no idea, but I just know the power and the magic of the universe. And me being a connector who loves to just share information, share my experiences, and share it with other people so that they can grow in the realm of personal growth, development, their spiritual path. Magic happens all the time. I'm just here to hold the space and to show up and be. And if anybody comes, they usually are able to make a connection in some way, shape, or form. People have found love. People have found clients. People have found themselves. There is so many amazing things that have happened. And I'm just here to listen to the universe and follow something that brings me so much joy. I love doing interviews. I love asking questions. And we always set the intention that I'm just a channel here. And when we do these interviews, we kind of plan them a little bit, maybe like, oh, what are we going to talk about? What's our focus? What do we want to share as far as upcoming events or resources? But then the rest is really just very authentic and in the moment. So I actually I'm like, let me just show you. I made a little sheet for myself and I have no bullet points because I have no idea what's going to come up. And that's the way I like it. So let's get started. Oh, but first, I'm like, if you are new to this space, and if you're watching this outside of our Facebook group, because I stream this in multiple places, I would love to invite you to join us in the Connected Soul Network Facebook group. If you're outside of Facebook, you can go to this link that is on the screen. If you're in Facebook, just search it, the Connected Soul Network. It's free. It's for members and guests. So we do have a paid membership. I'll get to that next. And we have some events that happen in the network that anyone can participate in. We are slowly but surely building more events, and we will have more guides who are paid members in the network that will be helping and giving services to the community there. We have intuitive readings, we have angelic blessings, and we have cosmic insights so far, with more to come. And then whenever we have open house events, if we do, those are always in there, and it's a great place to find these interviews, meet cool people. Yeah, and lots more to come. Now, if you're like, well, I've heard of the Connected Soul Network, and I know that they put on amazing, primarily online events right now, and they're all related to spirituality and personal growth and development. You can become a paid member for explorers, $25 a month for an all access pass, or for guides, founding member pricing right now for the all access pass is only $33. We have lots of amazing events. I love hearing the transformations of people that just attend one of them and have some big epiphany or breakthrough or takeaway that might help them on their path of self-growth, self-discovery, or if you have a business and moving your business forward. And I'm very passionate about that because I believe that we all have many soul gifts that we are here to share with other people. And there's these people that are just waiting for this guidance to receive them, to participate and have this collaboration and exchange of this knowledge and wisdom and these gifts that we have. And everyone has them. And if you haven't found yours yet, don't worry. That was me when I became an explorer a long time ago. I went on a path of self-discovery and exploration, starting with a bucket list, landing me traveling around the world with no plans, limits, or expectations, all in search of little old me, my inside self. And that is why I've created this network, so that I can help people who are like me, that are looking to get to know themselves better. And also the person that I am now, which is someone that is sharing my soul gifts, one of which is doing these interviews. And I love it, among many other things. And expanding my business and I call it a soul calling. I just feel like my vision and my dream is just it feels very soul led. Kind of like when I went to travel. I knew that I was called to do it, and there was nothing that was going to stop me. Anyways, these stories are for another day. We are going to get into some amazing topics today. Oh, yeah, sorry. If you want to get the all access pass or join the guides membership and become one of the teachers and practitioners that helps to lead and guide others, you can check it out at jenniferhart.com. Okay, back to why we are here today. We are going to be talking about dreams, and I'm going to leave that open right now because I don't know what's going to come up. But what I do know is we are going to meet a dream worker and learn about what a dream worker is and what do they do, how do they help people. We'll look at that. There's my bullet points right there. Amanda, I hope you're taking notes for me because I did not. All right, let me tell you about Amanda before I bring her on. And when I looked at the clock, it said 555. I love those angel numbers, always jumping out at me. Okay. With one foot in Canada and the other in Guyana, Amanda Shuman takes the lessons of each lifestyle to heart. Leaving her career as a federal food inspector to move her family to rural South America, she learned what school didn't teach her: life skills. That is so true. Traveling and moving out of your comfort zone, holy smokes, it just expands you like... While balancing living in new environments, she quickly realized that community was how to survive, and by supporting each other, you thrive. Building community through dreams is Amanda's focus, both in the imaginal and physical realms. Whether you lucidly dream or you never dream, all are welcome. It's up to you to show dreams that you are ready to start the journey. I love it. We're going to have so much fun today. All right. Welcome. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for joining me again.
Hi. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for having me. I love coming on here. It's so much fun.
I know. We always have such a good time. You can always check out Amanda's other videos on my YouTube channel, Jennifer Hart Connected on YouTube. I think this is our third interview, if not fourth. I'm not even sure. We've done so many and they're all so good. And we were talking about it. And I'm like, it's always something different. Even if we talk about the same exact thing, people watching it this time around are a whole new person, right? So since the last time we've done one of these, people have changed. We change every minute of every day. Like yesterday, I'm not the same person as I was today already. I have new knowledge. I have new experiences. I'm in a different state of mind. There's so many factors. So I love that. Let's start with, what is a dream worker, first and foremost?
Thank you, Jennifer. A dream worker has so many different descriptions these days. It isn't an official title. Excuse me. It isn't an official title. It is a title that you can take on if you work with dreams, if you help people, or even if you just help yourself. And so it's kind of one of these names or titles that has a lot of flex to it. And you don't necessarily know the education that the person has behind it, because dream working or being a dream worker is somebody who has taken it upon themselves to learn how to work with dreams, whether it is going through the process of interpreting dreams or helping people work with dreams or exploring their own dreams for their own personal growth. And some people do it to help others, and some people do it really for themselves and their own group. And definitely there are some people who do it on the nth degree professional level that have gone through multiple years of university and are in those kinds of delegations. So it's kind of this really flexible term.
I love that you call that university. That's the Canadian thing. Yeah, we call it. Well, we always call it college, and then I saw in, like, when I was traveling, a lot of people call it university, which I love. I think it's really fun and cool.
So we have a reason for that, though. We have colleges as well, but they are more of the practical. Like the nurses go to college, or some of them go to university, but it's more the practical jobs go to college, and then university is the theoretical. So it's people who study books and do the theory.
See, I learn something new every day. It's so interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So my next question was going to be, what does a dream worker do? But I feel like you touched a little bit upon that. Do you have anything else you want to
Oh,
add?
I can speak on what I do in Dreamwork,
Yes, perfect.
and
That's what
from
we're here for.
yes, and from what I understand and what I've experienced is there are so many different avenues, so many different ways that you can work with dreams as a dream worker. I know some people who are artists and other people who are dancers and other people who um, take it into all of their fields that they go through, whatever their career is. I have chosen to take dream work and pair it up with coaching. So I have a transformational life coaching certificate from a program, and I take the skills that I learned in the coaching environment and integrate them with the dream work. So when you work with me, it's going a little bit deeper. We don't just I don't like saying that I interpret dreams because interpreting them is kind of like putting permanent marker to paper and saying, this is what your dream means, period. And I like to keep it open where it's something that the client can explore and can navigate through because we're always growing. And every time we look back on a dream, it has, just like we said earlier with these videos, every time you look back, you're a different person. The dream appears in a different light. You recognize a piece of the writing that looks a little bit different, or you explore it in a different way. So keeping the dream open and using the term working with dreams, then it offers that chance that it isn't something that's concrete and set in stone. It gives that flexibility that you can come back and look at it again, or you can notice different things at different times and really work the dream, really dig into the layers that they have. There's so many layers in dreams. So for me, I work with it from that coaching perspective so that it holds that space of safety and comfort and gives the client that awareness that I am trying to hold that space that is safe for them.
I love that. So using dreams to help transform your life through coaching and dream work is what I hear. I love that.
Yes, yes.
That's
Sometimes it's hard to open up to a coach or to a counselor or whichever. And dreams are kind of like the easy access. People are anxious to talk about dreams and symbolism that shows up. It almost slides off our tongue. So it's a nice little segue when you're wanting to do the work, but it's hard to start.
Yeah, they are. You're right, because everyone's like, "Oh my god, I had this crazy dream." And me, I'm especially do that. We've interpreted some, sorry, we have worked some of my dreams live in our past interviews, and we've talked about it. And yeah, I love that you said the dream working versus dream interpretation.
Yeah.
To you, interpretation feels a little bit more solid or like permanent as you described it, versus if you are just working with it, it gives it more flexibility and allows it to move and transpire and transform with you. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, and if I could say a little bit more on that, both from a biblical perspective, so I have studied mystical Torah perspective on dream work, and from that perspective, as well as using, I worked with a book that is from kind of that turn of the millennial. I think it's from 100 AD. And from that person's perspective, it both of those perspectives say once you've interpreted a dream, it will come true. So you really want to hold that positivity on it. And also, if you're working on it to be able to really get into it, you don't want to concretize it yet, right? So when you interpret, that's what their word was in those two examples, is interpretation. So you really want to make sure what you're saying about the person who's had the dream is something that is connected to what the dream holds, but also something that's positive so that they can go away. I mean, not everything is positive, but holding it in a way that can can bring them some positivity through the message.
That is very important. So thank you for sharing that and adding that on. And it's very interesting also that the interpretation can come true. So that's important why we want to look at it and keep it very positive. I've never thought about it that way. Because, yeah, some of my dreams are super crazy and scary. And so, yeah. Okay, I want to know, how did you get started in dream working? How did this all come about?
Oh my. I have been a vivid, lifelong dreamer. I have had lucid dreams most of my life. The earliest dreams I have are from when I was maybe 8 years old. And in high school, I did a creative writing course that also encouraged us to work with dreams because of how inspirational it is. It has popped up throughout my college years with my science program that I took in college. Dreams have always just come back. The problem is I was never given the space or even shown that dreams could be worked. It was more like, they don't mean anything. You know, that's a lot of nonsense. Or if I had insecurities from my dreams and I brought it into the daytime, they're like, that's nonsense, it's just a dream. So I've been faced with a lot of disbelief, and I had to find that belief in myself. This is partially where going to Guyana came in. Is in Guyana, I didn't have the people to call and be saying, hey, I've had this dream. So I had to be able to work with things on my own, as well as I got this other perspective of a different type of working with dreams, which was really nice. Down in the mission that we were living in, they believed in dreams. They also had very interesting meanings for dreams. And I got to be able to have conversations and talk about dreams from a different perspective. Coming back to Canada, I really jumped in, 2 feet straight in. Let's figure out what these dreams mean, what it is, how they can support me. And quite honestly, I have only found support since I've been doing this. It has all been this wonderful, graceful space of support. It's not always clean space. It feels messy sometimes, but it's always there.
Well, isn't everything in life messy? That is life, right? Life is living
right.
messy now and being okay with that. I'm like, if you saw my room over here on the right-hand side of me, you would see that it is physically messy, but it's also literally messy, or I mean, metaphorically messy. So can we talk a little bit real quick about Guyana? So first and foremost, where is Guyana?
Sure. Guyana is in South America. That's okay. It's in South America. It's just above the equator. It's considered Caribbean, probably because it's a mainland of South America, but it's where all the islands, I mean, it's close to all the islands. So it's often considered Caribbean, and it gets lumped in with Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica and all of those cultures. They have that same or similar English that has that, I'm trying to think of the word of it, kind of like this Caribbean lingo to it. But it is English speaking, and yeah, tropical, hot. I'm in Canada, not so tropical, not so hot. So very different lifestyle.
And you also mentioned to me, and I think this is so interesting, which is why I want to bring it up, that you had to live off the grid, basically, right? You didn't have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? Only because I find it interesting. So I'm like, I think we'll segue for just a minute about it, because I don't know. I just feel like I want to share it with people.
Sounds good. Do you want the whole story? I'll try and keep it to like 2 minutes.
Okay.
So my family my husband and I chose to move to Guyana for 3 years. He contested elections in the village to run for chief of the village. It used to be a hereditary chief line, and his father and uncles and grandfather all were in that hereditary line. And now that it's a voting system, he chose that he wanted to vote, or like go into the vote, to see if he could become chief of the village and support his community in that way. So when he got voted in, we moved down there, the whole family. My youngest was 6 months old when we went. We moved in we had a house built for us that was made of all natural materials, all natural or traditional methods. So it had split manicole walls, which is basically like the logs were lined up slightly off so that breeze could come in, but you can't really see in. We were very much exposed to the elements. We had a leaf roof made out of dalibana, which bana is leaf, so it was a leaf roof. And so we were very much like, when the weather got cool, we felt it. And when it got rainy, we got damp. But it was fun. It was an interesting experience, and a lot of life skills were made there. We also did not have electricity, running water, or a personal toilet for those 2 of the 3 years, which we made do with. And by the 2nd year, that's when we got everything installed. We had our pit toilet made, and we had electricity brought over to our house, and we had not plumbing, but we had a pipe brought to our yard so we could do the washing and the collecting of water in our own space. But yes, very much integrating with community and finding ways to mesh and come together. And yeah, it was a great and interesting experience for sure.
That is very, very interesting and very unique and very cool all at the same time. I'm like, could I do it? I don't know. I took a lot of cold showers on my travels, but I had a shower. And it doesn't even sound like maybe you didn't even have a shower and you probably had to like, yeah. And then you had mentioned too that you didn't have electricity. So then what does cooking look like?
It was with gas. Yeah.
Okay. So you still had
Well,
a little
kerosene.
bit of, yeah.
We had kerosene. I did not know how to use a stove.
Oh,
a
yes.
lot of learning curves.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you got a lot of life skills. You got to see a new perspective of dreams. I believe everything is always happening for us for a reason. And so there was something there that probably also helped to catapult you on your journey. But what I want to touch on next is, like you said, that community is so, you really learned the power of community. Tell me about that a little bit, because I think it's going to tie in with what we're moving towards. So,
sure, yeah. When I first moved there, the women were being encouraged to create a women's group. And being somebody totally new to the community, I was like, maybe I can go to the women's group, meeting and show up. I get to the meeting carrying my little 6-month-old with me, and lo and behold, they voted me as the person in charge, and I was incredibly overwhelmed. Thank goodness my husband is like, no, she's not allowed to be the person in charge. Choose somebody from the village, which was good because I had no idea how to run a meeting I had no idea what the community needed. So it was a little bit humbling and also a little bit exciting all at the same time. Now, I did participate in the women's group a lot. We brought a lot of cooking opportunities for women. We did some training exercises. I have a food background, so I got a chance to really help by teaching what I already knew in food safety and how to package things safely and how to minimize any cross-contamination and such like that. So there was a lot of community building in having exercises and the like. Where I found that I had the most connection to the people that I wouldn't have necessarily reached out to on my own was I wanted to learn how to make the traditional materials, things from traditional materials. And down there they have something called tibisiri, which is one of the trees down there. It's called the ite tree. You harvest the young leaf spire and you peel the wax coating off of the leaves, and then you cure it and you can make baskets out of it. And I wonder if I have any. I don't have a basket, but this has some material in it from it. And this one, sorry, randomly, I have these things just next to me. So the rope here is made from the tibisiri straw. And so I wanted to learn how to make this. And I got people that were my own age, people around me that lived physically close to me. We all came together and I learned how they did things, where it's a group effort. Everybody comes together. They do a big harvest and everybody goes to one place and you work until the work is done. Not everybody is doing the work that you're there for. Some people are specifically cooking, some people are specifically cleaning, other people are working on the project that's at hand. And it's just this big community effort where 10 women all get together. One of them watches the children, the other ones are all doing the work. And then people, they call it gaff. They gaff and they laugh and they enjoy themselves. So bringing community together to get big work done is such a wonderful opportunity. And then this is also where we got to talk about things like dreams and what does it mean, and having those experiences was really great.
Thank you for sharing that. And now I know the reason why I asked, because what I heard is you really, really got to see how important and how beneficial and supportive community is, and how it's a co-collaboration and a creation together. And that's really where magic happens, right? Like, we can only do so much by ourselves, but when you came together as a village, like, that's why they say it takes a village to help raise people, because there's so many aspects. And now you take this experience and this knowledge and you use it in your work as a dream worker, building community. And specifically what I know, because of what we've done together and what you help us and support us with in the Connected Soul Network, is the Dream Circle, which is all about people coming together with the shared common interest and goal of working with their dreams, right? And so
absolutely,
it's everything you were saying about the community in Guyana. I'm like, let me say it right. Carries over to the Dream Circle community and just what you're building in your own business as well, like with dreams. You want to just share a little bit about the correlation between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I really enjoy about the idea of a circle is that it's not a lecture. I'm not standing at the front teaching you as though I'm on a higher pedestal than you. I will share lessons. I will share something that's specific about that week or that time period. But really, we all bring in our own symbolism and we all bring in our own experiences. And the things that people take away from dream circles can be so various, and it can come from anybody in the room or any experience in the room. So really all I'm doing is holding a space for everybody to have that share, to be able to take individually what you want out of each of the experiences, which I think is really wonderful. So I'm really just a space holder in that space, and then each time I give either a little lesson or a little talk about something. Perhaps we talk about a symbol that's come up, and it's just facilitating.
So in the Dream Circle that we do every second Wednesday of the month, next one is October 11th, inviting people to join us, get an all access pass at jenniferhart.com, is people come and bring a written dream. So they write out their dream in the first person, and then they bring it to the circle. And then Amanda just facilitates, and everybody works with their dream. And then what I love in the past of when we've had these dream circles is that people also share and interact about other people's dreams, and like of seeing it away, or like the sharing of it gives them an idea. I love shares. My primary learning is through stories and people sharing their experiences. So that's what I love about the Dream Circle. What else do you want to share about the Dream Circle that you're currently facilitating for us? Thank you so much for doing it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the really fun things is when people come together, when we start talking about our dreams that we've had or the ones that come to the circle, it's really intuitive. And I probably can't articulate this properly, but it's really interesting to see that there are symbols that come all together. So one person will dream about a pig, and then somebody else will have something pig related in their dream that they've brought to the same dream circle. So really, our dreams end up becoming this community themselves. So the symbols that come up in dreams become this extra entity that's in the room with us while we're working with these dreams. So now all of a sudden, pig has showed up for two different people, and now bacon shows up for somebody else, which is related to pig. And it just comes through that way. Or somebody remembers the nursery rhyme, wee, 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 all the way home. And so it's like, it's really cool to see how when we come together with dreams, it expands out even more what dreams can do and how they can almost like jump realities, really, because before you show up at the dream circle, you might not know that these people will be there. You might not even know these people. And then when your dreams are interacting as though they knew that you were coming to this thing, it's just so cool. It's I don't even have words for it.
I know, I
It's
could
really
tell.
cool.
You're like so giddy and excited and passionate about it. So if someone wanted
Yeah.
to come check out the Dream Circle and join us, which is a monthly reoccurring event in the network that is building community and giving people the space, a safe space to come and share their dreams, look into them. And they don't have to share them out loud. They can just come and do the exercises. But what do we do in the Dream Circle so that they have a little bit of an idea?
Yeah, sounds good. So for the ones that are already recorded, we have, I think we did the same exercise twice, but that was so that we could see it happen twice. And so you can watch those previous recordings and get that exercise. And in each of the circles, it's kind of getting, basically we open the circle with a form of ritual so that we can open the space to the dream environment. And at the end, we close the space so that our dream symbols and such stay in that contained space that we had opened, which also keeps our dream symbols safe. And in there, we can work with our dream symbols, we can work with what's coming up, we can have interactions with each other. There will be some form of a lesson in some manner. And it's once we have some of the basics of how to work with dreams, then we can really get into moving them forward. Sometimes we'll have an on-the-spot coaching session, and it's kind of we'll see how things evolve as it goes, and see how the group wants it to become as it goes.
Yes, I love that. And we're always
Yeah.
doing something different. And even if we do the same exercise, like you said, twice, you're going to see your dream potentially differently because things might have shifted or changed or new insights have come up. But you can even, I know you and I were talking about this, you can bring a new dream every time, or you can bring the same dream and evaluate it and work with it in all these different exercises that you offer. So it's
Yeah.
fun and really cool. I really would love everybody to come check it out. The next one is October 11th. Get your all access pass. It's for explorers and guides at jenniferhart.com. And then I want to talk about if someone is like, okay, well, I know that I'm called to work with my dreams. They talk to me, but I don't always know what they're saying, or I'm just curious, or I want to start dreaming because I don't dream and I feel that there's something there for me. You do offer personal sessions as well, right? Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. I do one-on-one sessions where in the session, the client brings in a dream if you have a dream. So I guess the question is if you have a dream. So if you have a dream, we go into the dream. If you don't dream yet, I'm adding that yet because everybody can have that opportunity to dream. Um, we can work on exercises that you would practice and open up that space so that dreams can come. And so that would be its own style of session. So we could work on how we can open up you so that you can have more dreams. And then in an actual dream session, we would take a dream that you've had or multiple dreams. Sometimes people have recurring dreams. And we would I would have the dreamer read it out or speak it out. And then as the dream unfolds itself, I basically guide the dreamer to kind of explore within the dream and get curious. A big thing is the curiosity, opening up to this idea of, I'm really curious, instead of saying that's weird, because that closes things down, right? When you say, oh, that's weird, you're shutting it down. You're going to shut down that opportunity to be able to be open. So we're just going to be curious about things. As we follow curiosity through the dream, it sometimes brings out things that we don't even expect are part of what we've been struggling with. And other times it opens us up to so much creativity that we get this really great brainwave for something. It's really just, where is it going to go? So in that space, it's contained. I do not actually record the sessions at this time. So it's completely private, just you and I. In this, I do it on Zoom. So in this Zoom setting where we can work on and go through the dream. I take notes throughout it because when you're in that dream space, it's really hard to take personal notes. So I usually take notes and then I'll send the notes to the client afterwards in an email summary of the things that we talked about and the things that we were going to, what we did explore, and places where they can have homework to go home with. Yeah.
Perfect. So what does someone need to do to prepare for the session, the dream desk session with you?
Yeah. If you have a dream, write it down if you haven't already, and bring that into the session for sure. If you could write it down in first person, present tense, that's great. If you are somebody that is young and still like a teenager or young adult, you may or may not feel comfortable writing it in first person, and that's okay. Write it how you feel comfortable. And bring a notepad and paper. Bring something that you can take notes, or that you can draw something, or you could do automatic writing during the session, because we're open to all of those things, whatever opens up your creativity.
Thank you. And we talked about, well, you talked about, not me, what to expect during these sessions. Do you have anything else you want to add that you might not have already covered?
I was just thinking maybe I should offer for them to bring a glass of water. This is, it can be deep work. Be somewhere cozy and comfortable, just as long as you're comfortable. But you can't be at the park with your kids. It has to be somewhere where you're willing to, like, you're able to open up, so somewhere private, and preferably without animals in the room if that's okay. Just because animals can distract us when we're working. So
yes,
yeah.
this is very true. Sometimes I hear my door opening and a cat crying because they just sit out my door and cry even if I lock them out. So
this also gets to be very, like, it's energy work. Dreamwork can also involve energy work, and if you work with energy, like, animals are very susceptible to it, and they also carry their own energy. So if you can isolate your energy and know what's yours, you're not picking up on your cat's, like, outdoor adventures or something like that.
yes. And you mentioned that dreams are energy work. They're also subconscious work, right?
Very much. Very much.
I mean, I guess that's what we really should have started with, but I'll just tell people, go watch some of our other videos where we talk about what is a dream, what is it telling us. This one's a little bit different because we're focused more on people that are wanting and ready to explore their dreams, to either join us in the dream circle in the network or to book a session with you. But yeah, so can you just real quick give us, what a dream is and what is it representing as far as like the subconscious mind and how it's a message or how it's communicating with us?
Yeah, sounds good. That's exactly what the whole topic is for the book that I'm writing. Basically, the title of the book is Dreams, the Language of Your Soul, because dreams are really a huge connection to who we are on a soul level. And our subconscious is also connected to our soul in a way which I don't think scientifically we've figured out yet, but from spiritual perspectives, it is very much connected. It's that inner self of us. On the outside, we've made mistakes, we've done things, but on the inside, we are this core being that is on a mission and is learning and is trying to live here on Earth. And so, from this connected perspective, the subconscious is like that gateway for the symbols to come through. Symbols that your core essence is saying, they need to hear this right now. And so they come out in your dreams. Sometimes they come out when you're walking a dog and you see a squirrel or something, it's kind of these synchronicities that come up, that 555 you were speaking of earlier, Jen. Those kinds of things. It kind of comes out in these different ways. And our dreams are a very open space for this deep work, where our soul gets a chance to do the work for us, so we don't have to do the work in the real time. We can learn lessons in our dreams that we then don't have to learn in real life, which is really great because that's like a shortcut for us. It's also a great space for being able to heal on deeper levels. And so when we look at our dreams, we have that ability to start to unpack or like peel the layers off the onion, find out what it is that's at the core that we still need healing for. And it's also gentle. Sometimes, I guess, if I'm speaking to people who have nightmares, not so gentle, but when we open up the language and that opportunity in community, it really allows us to have that, like once we learn the language, it comes easier to communicate with our dreams. I've said it maybe in one of the other interviews that a nightmare often is like a toddler that really wants something and isn't getting it, and they don't know how to ask for it any other way. And we're essentially asking for, our soul self is asking for something through dreams, and or telling us something or warning us for something, and the rest of us is just not hearing it. Our conscious self is like, throw that out the window. Who needs to talk about dreams? So yeah, so we have to just kind of peek in and hope that they're gentle. The dreams are gentle.
The curiosity really comes into play, is that if you be open and be curious, like, okay, why am I having this nightmare? I'm curious to see what it's trying to tell me. You can actually diffuse it, right? I would assume if I can diffuse my nightmare by being curious with it, getting into it, talking to it, being okay with it, that it's going to actually help. Like, and that's where you said that it's healing, because if you can do that, that could help to heal a lot of things. And then when it comes up, it could even shift it, right? Because you said that dreams can change, and so that makes a lot of sense. Now, how does someone pick the right dream worker, or how do they know who to work with? And you kind of touched about this at the beginning. So I guess just maybe, how do they know that you're the right fit for them? And you already said not everybody does the same thing. They might have the same title, but how they're going to do it is different. So what does that look like? What would you tell people?
I know some people who are Dreamwork coaches who don't coach and don't do Dreamwork. So it really is just curious how we look at it. But finding somebody who either does interviews, or if you look up on their website, it's really doing the homework first, or doing one of those, one of the like get to know you kind of calls. I absolutely would love to get on a get to know you call if you're interested and you want to just see if our energies are aligned. I do not have a link for that yet, though. Sorry, Jennifer. But it's finding somebody who you feel aligned with. If you are watching this and saying, Amanda's great, I'm going to call her, that's wonderful. Give us a call. Give me a call. But if you feel there's something a little bit that doesn't seem right, follow your gut. And I'm going to be honest in saying it. Follow your gut and find somebody who really speaks your language, who really connects on the level that you want to connect on, because that's what your body is telling you.
Yes, thank you. That's why I love to do these interviews. That's why I created the network, because it gives people the opportunity to come and experience these different things and different people and modalities, and to see and be in the energy of, okay, do I vibe with this person? So these two people do the same thing. Which one speaks more to me? And that's what's really important, is that a lot of us have a lot of the same gifts and things that we offer, but it's the vibe and the frequency and so many other factors that are unknown or not like seeable with the eye that play into that, and you have to find the person that's the right fit. So hopefully by watching this video, people have an idea like, oh, I like her. I mean, what's not to like about you? Your energy is very loving and pure and kind and gentle, and I highly recommend Amanda. She has helped me with some of my dreams personally. I'm always like, what does this mean? Like, we'll just be on a call and then she'll just give me reflective questions. Well, blah blah blah. Plus, I go to the Dream Circle because I'm there hosting it with her. So I get to have the firsthand experience. And my last question before we wrap it up is, well, I'm going to share, we'll get to if someone does want to book a call with you. If they want to book a call to see if it's a good fit, where, since you don't have a link specifically for it, is there like a contact us form or something? What would you recommend?
I would suggest either reaching out on the website. There is a spot where you can get on the
contact us,
like the email list, contact us. Yeah. Okay. Or you can email me directly at spiralembrace@gmail.com.
All right, that's what I'll put on there. So wherever you're watching this, you can check into the caption, and I'll have the different ways. And then how can someone maximize or optimize their experience if they are going to book a session with you?
Yeah, I think coming in with some form of either question or intention would be great, so that you know what you want to get out of it. Bringing a dream, or if you don't dream, letting me know so that I can prepare the right exercises for you. There is a questionnaire that gives me understanding of where you're coming from when you do sign up for the session. And the reason for the importance of that questionnaire, when we're working with dreams, it's really helpful to know a little bit of the background of where the person is coming from, so that when we look at the different symbols, it shows it in the light that you need, if that works. Trying to think if that's the way it needs to. It's the way it came out, so I guess that's the way it needs to come out.
Yeah, it's perfect. It shines it in the light, and it shows up exactly the way that you need to hear it, see it, feel it, whatever your sensory experience is preferred. So yes, that makes perfect sense.
So okay. There are different quotes that I could pull up for the reason for that. And again, they go back to both the scriptures of Dreamworkers that are in scripture, as well as in that the older dreamworking style, dream interpretation styles. It's really, it very much solidifies you need to know a little bit about the dreamer before you work on their dream. And also, as an aside, if you have somebody that can help you that is in your immediate circle, that's great, because they already know a little bit about you. So that's always a wonderful aspect as well. They might not be unbiased, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's always tough when it's people that know you because they have preconceived notions of you. But also, I wanted to say that also supports coming to the community, because then we get to know each other, seeing each other once a month and building that community space. So that just is even more reason why people should come to the Dream Circle, and then they can book a special Dream Dust session with you to do the one-on-one work. So can you just tell us a little bit about the Dream Dust pricing, which you are in Canada and I am in the US, so there is a price difference. Just touch on that. And then how long is the session? You already said you're going to have to fill out a questionnaire. You gave us a lot of information. So what else do you need to add or want to add?
Yeah, so the Dream Dust session is when you book it through the website, it is actually in Canadian dollars, but it does translate it over to US. So it does convert it. So the pricing is $75 Canadian, which how much did it come out to American when you did that conversion?
So if you are American, you're getting a bomb discount. I think it's like $56 or $57. And just to note, because these videos do go up, that the price, just check the website for the price, because this is an introductory price. So it may not be this exact price at the time. So disclaimer, I should do a little disclaimer at the bottom. Check the price for the most up-to-date pricing. But yes, so us US folks, it is a steal of a deal. Sorry.
And it also, it does the conversion automatically. So if our dollar value isn't quite so far apart, then it'll adjust.
That's why it's best just to go look. Yes. So it does it automatically for you. And then they can just go to your website, spiralembrace.com or .ca for Canadians. Either one will take you there. And you can book your dream dust session and start to get some answers and have some breakthroughs with your dreams and your life transformations. I love it. It's very powerful work. I met a gal the other day, and she is very into dreams and dream work. And she was just telling me personally, not related to either you, it was someone I had just met, but she just said, like, it has been so powerful and transformative in working and exploring my dreams. And there are so many people that are always talking about dreams and what do they mean? What's it trying to tell me? Why do I have this reoccurring dream? I have a lot of situations. I dream a lot about houses, rooms and houses. I have reoccurring dreams of locations. And I'm always like, what does it mean? So anyways, if you're curious, book a session, come to the Dream Circle. Lots of ways that you can get connected with your dreams. Or if you're just getting started, just start to journal them in the first person, like Amanda was talking about, and start just jotting them down. And any other advice that you would want to give someone that's just getting into dream working?
Sure. I can do the shameless plug of, there is a handbook that I have on my website that actually gives a couple of exercises, actually more than a couple. There's like 20 exercises or something, with how to set yourself up to get dreams, as well as how to remember your dreams, as well as now that you've dreamt, what do you do with it? So it's kind of like an all-in-one. It is a freebie on my website. You just need to download it. Or let me know if you want it sent to me, because I can send it in snail mail form. And it's a great way to just have those little tips and tricks. I keep one in my own journal so that what's the saying where you make for what you need? I needed this, so I made it for myself, and here you go, you can have it.
I love that.
It's a great tool.
It is. Whatever we need is usually what we're creating in the life and in the business world. And then we share it with other people. That's why I made the network. Because I was like, I was so curious and I wanted to do all these exploration and growth and healing. And so I'm like, let me just make this of what I needed. So that's perfect. So you can go to spiralembrace.com to get the dream handbook. It is free, and I just didn't have a different banner for that, but I'll have a caption wherever you're watching this from. Check the caption and all the links will be there so you can easily find it. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. We hope to see you at the Dream Circle, or Amanda would love to see you in a Dream Dust session. And at the very least, make sure you get your dream handbook and stay connected to yourself, your dreams, and to Amanda. She's amazing. Anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
I forgot to say two things in two of your questions. Is it okay for me to throw those out there?
Of course.
Number one, if you think that your dreams are really complicated and too difficult for anybody to help figure it out with, call a therapist or somebody that is specialized in therapy related dreams, because there is definitely some dreams that are needing to be worked with a therapist. And that's a great way to open that up if you need it. Number two was related to how can you work with dreams on your own? Find the nouns in your dreams. That's person, place, or thing. Underline it, take that noun, put it onto a blank piece of paper, and do just throw anything that reminds you of that thing onto that piece of paper. It doesn't have to be related to what the item is. So if it's a cat that shows up in your dream, you write cat, you put it onto that blank piece of paper, and everything from Fluffy, the cat you had when you were 4, to like Halloween, you write it down on that piece of paper, whatever works for you. Okay. And that's one way to be able to help you identify what your personal symbols are. And I know that everybody goes to Google your dream image. And that's okay too. Just know that there's personal symbols as well as universal symbols. So don't just credit what you've come up with for your own dream symbol. That's really important.
I love that. I haven't heard that before from you, so that was really cool to hear that. And I'm like, yes, I go to Google. What are we gonna
it's a chapter in my book.
Oh my gosh. We're going to do a different interview when your actual book is ready and for purchase. We'll come out and we'll talk about that because it's going to be amazing. Yeah. But I go to Google and I look. But what I do is I go look and then I feel which one resonates with me most. And then if none of them do, I go, mine meant something else. So now I know I have a tool to be able to just figure out what my symbols mean for me. And like for me with the reoccurring dreams, if I look at them every time they happen, I'm going to get more answers and more clarity on exactly what that is. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amanda, for sharing all of your wisdom and doing your soul work in the world as a Dreamwork coach. We appreciate you, and for just contributing to the Connected Soul Network and helping to make it what it is. And yeah, I'm very honored to have you as a guide, helping to guide others and explorers and guides in their business with their dreams and their lives, and to get those messages and to move forward with transformation and healing and however it's going to show up for them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you who joined us today live and or on the replay. We appreciate you. We hope that you have an amazing day. We will see you soon. Bye.